What a couple extra zeros does to people. So my sister and Bill have been married for 30 years or so. I have been for 25. She and her husband have done well for themselves. Definitely millionaires. McMansion, nice cars, etc. They came from humble roots and went to college and are now nearing retirement with jobs well into the six figures. OTOH, my wife and I stuck around our hometown and have done okay. We pay the bills and can afford a couple vacations a year. But nothing like my sister. I honestly don't care what they make. They did it all by themselves. What bugs me though is how they treat service people. I have been in the drive-thru with them where they are short and rude to the workers for no reason at all. They treat anyone that isn't in a country club as beneath them, including my family. I was at the grocery with my sister, family members in hospital, and we were picking up a few things. And there was a dirty-looking guy from working, getting a cart. He looks to her and pulls one out for her. My sister looks shocked and backs away. I'm like, whatever, and thank him and take the cart. I ask him how his day's going and he said he's tired from working on a job site and wants to get food and eat, shower and go to bed. I give him a, I hear that, or whatever, and on our way out of earshot my sister asked why I would ever talk to that person. I was confused for a second and then asked her why she wouldn't. Her answer was he was dirty. I said that when I talked to him I found out a little about him and respected him for his tough job. And he probably appreciated at least a nice word or two. She replied that she'd never talked to anyone like that. Our conversation continued for a while. She just thought I was crazy for just starting a conversation with a stranger. At the checkout she was short with the cashier when she asked for her store savings card. I was shoo-tea like, "Who are you?" to myself. I tell my kids the first rule of life is don't be a dick. They are generally good kids and treat everyone with respect unless there is a good reason not to. I barely have a relationship with her, and this is partly why. Why do people become assholes? Opt not to shame you or make you feel bad. Actually, to make you feel better. What you have is what most people want. Being able to take your family on vacation a few times a year? Wow, keep it up, Op, you're living the dream. It's weird. I have a distant relative like that. She grew up working class in a blue-collar city neighborhood. Her husband, great guy, has an amazing career and they are rich. She acts like she's better than others when all she did was marry her husband. She's not worked more than a year of her married life. Arrogant jerk. They did it all by themselves. The problem is that they actually believe this. Nobody does anything all by themselves. Workers made the roads and food and computers and paper and anything else they used along the way. We're all in an interconnected web of humanity. We stand on the shoulders of others in ways we can't begin to fathom. Call them out on it. Why are you so comfortable saying that? Will go a long way. She sounds incredibly insecure and acts like a poser. She comes from humble roots and is trying to act like how she thinks rich people act, lol. Too often people who grow up either poor or lower middle class, who eventually become wealthy, lose perspective. All it ever takes is one bad day or calamity and they could lose everything. One bad divorce, outlandish medical bills and debt, etc. Wouldn't wish it on anyone, but it happens. Point being, people lose sight of what life was once like. And we can't take cash and riches to our graves. Wow, the power of joining the workforce decades ago. I do better than most and I will never be able to afford a house. Should have been born earlier. Cheese toast. https://www.smbccomics.com/comics/suffering3. I agree with your assessment. Why do you associate with assholes? I really don't understand how people don't have a loving heart. It pains me and it baffles me. People in positions of power who dehumanize people that are not as powerful disgust me. Sometimes it's an adopted attitude from the social circles they now circulate in. When everyone around you disparages the same group of people, you tend to go along with it rather than run the risk of winding up outside the group. It's sad, yes, but too many people seem to be unable to think for themselves. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. I dunno, but if I ever saw them in public, they'd be on the hook for some new tires. That's all I'm saying. Possibly a new car too. Depends on how much time I have. The same connections that drive the competitive behavior that got them to where they are in life are the same ones that make them act this way. I usually have to take a step back and realize each and every one of us are just trying to survive. They may not know it, but being an asshole has worked for their survival, so it is fostered. Some of us survive other ways, but we are all just trying to survive it in the end. Unfortunately, the nature of human beings. We are hierarchical, therefore it's hard to turn off that part of the brain. The Jones culture. Why do people become assholes? Money often does that to people. Hierarchy destroys social cohesion. This isn't fully related, but it's amazing the different types of people that look down on others even if they make a few dollars more. My colleague told me a story of how she went to a McD's, ordered food and waited so long that she wanted a refund. When she tried to get a refund, they kept telling her to wait, that they were really swamped, understaffed. She felt it was rudely said and dumped all 4 of her drinks on their side of the counter, citing, "That's why they work at McD's." Lack of consequences and or real problems to people like this being asked about a savings card at a store is the biggest problem for them that day, per week, per month. They hyper-focus on trivialities like this cause the rest of life is smoothed out by a big blanket of cash.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.